Okay, you guys are all just like really misogynistic.
But most women want assertive, dominant man that's a leader.
Just shut your mouth and let me finish.
Okay. If I say this is what ultimately is going to happen, that's the last word in it, and I don't even want to have the conversation.
I'm not into black women.
What's your body count? Body count doesn't matter. What's your body? Oh my god.
Here we are, back at it again. Another day, another reaction. So, as you seen from the intro, man, it's been something in the air for the past couple of years, and there's been some things going on, right? Now, the trajectory of where relationships and dating things like that going is very volatile right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very questionable. But what I've seen on the internet, you know, social media, things of that nature, is very troubling. And I have one thing to say about specifically red pill content, man. Much like a lot of people, I'm so happy it's dying for many reasons, and some of which we're going to go over in the video today. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So let's go.
Red pill essentially comes down to I'm not going with the norm. I gotta be able to think outside of the box. Red pill aware, this is what it is. Stepping outside and looking at the truth. That's a very good thing, especially when it comes to women. The more you go against the grain, the more you start to think to yourself and not follow the masses, the more you can stand out to women. Because guess what? Guys are doing the same thing. All I believe in, guys, is being outstanding. And that's how every guy should be. Start looking at everything that you're being told and say, you know what? Is that how it really is? Is that the real truth? Don't just follow directions just because it sounds good.
On that topic, now I do like what he said at the end, because I remember when I was studying, you know, in undergrad and things of that nature, I remember I had one specific professor, and he said something that changed my life forever. One simple sentence. He said, question everything. Right? When we would do research, when we would write papers, when he would give us prompts, when he would give us topics and things like that to write about and to research and homework to do, when we would have discussions, he would always say, how did you come to that conclusion? How did you find that? Where did you find that? Give me your primary source. Give me your secondary source. Give me all of your citations. Let me see where you got that information from. And as I presented more information to him that was extremely convincing, he would understand more, and he would say, okay, I see how you got there, but let me veer you off on another path to get you to a more accurate, you know, to get you a more accurate reflection of what you're trying to portray here. So that was the basis of my knowledge at the time, basically what I was doing and what I was learning. But he told me straight up, even though you're in history class or you're in this class, question everything. And I took that and I ran with it for real. Because ever since he opened up my eyes to that, he was saying something without saying it. And ever since he said that, I've been looking deeper into things, doing a deeper dive, putting two and two together, using common sense, but also using real world experience. So pertaining to women, when he says question everything, I understand what he may mean by that, and he explained what the red pill is to him. But sometimes, man, you got to take certain stuff at face value, because it's not much deeper than that. Just saying, bro. Like, straight up, man. You think it's something deeper than what it is, and this is this and this is that. A lot of times it's just not. You're not dealing with those kind of people all the time, right? On a day-to-day basis. But nevertheless, sometimes, you know, you never may be, man. I'm not gonna question anybody's intelligence, because you never know. Some people are very smart, some people are very witty, some people are very strategic in how they move. And you never want to underestimate anybody, because that could lead you to your demise. So let's go back to the next video.
Bill tells you, no, the guy who's taller, the guy who's better looking, the guy who has more money, more social status is going to get the girl every single time. That's hypergamy. There's one thing that trumps hypergamy is genuine desire, right? Yep. It's her emotions, bro. So if her emotions are stronger to this guy who might be a loser,
Loyalty.
Yep, loyalty, bro. She's loyal to her emotions. Women are loyal to her emotions, not the guy. So a lot of guys don't understand that. Is they're loyal to how they feel, bro. They're not loyal to the exact person. They're loyal to the feelings towards that person. That's why they go back to the ex. That's why they go back to that toxic asshole, bro.
I'm gonna be honest. To a certain point, he is extremely correct. And it's not to bash women or anything, but we know they have a physiological, a chemically, a biological different makeup from us as men. But the one thing that I think a lot of people are missing is they're underestimating women. And they're thinking that emotions drive all their decisions. A lot of times when you're dealing with women, um, these decisions, these actions that they're making, it's very well thought out. And this is one thing that y'all have to understand. Y'all think people dumb. I know that a lot of people aren't that high on the IQ scale. Like, let's be honest, bro. Like, they're just not. But women, when it comes to social interactions, when it comes to their encounters, when it comes to their dealings with men, bro, they've been doing this since the age of 11, 12, 13, especially if they're attractive. They are much, much more experienced and much more witty than you when it comes to dealing with men. So when you saying that, yeah, women just act out of emotion, a lot of times they do, but they've had years and thousands of encounters and experiences to reflect upon and to shape and cultivate how they want to deal with men. It's very well thought out. A lot of times it's so well thought out that it's become programmed in their subconscious and now it's instinctual. When something happens, they respond like this. When something happens, they do this. When they feel a certain way about something, it's when they feel the ick or they see a red flag or anything like that, it's immediate pushback, it's immediate separation. And men don't know how to compartmentalize all of those things. They think that everything is what they see and what they get and what they hear on the internet. A lot of times is way deeper than that. And I had to understand this by dealing with women who are extremely intellectually gifted, if I may add. I'm talking about extremely studying multiple languages, ASL and sign language. I guess ASL is sign language, but studying all these different things and have very high GPAs, very high IQ levels, and have very good reasoning and rationales. Like, I'm just being honest. It's a lot deeper a lot of times. But however men comment or describe certain things, let me know the level of women they're dealing with on the regular. Every now and then they may run into something good or run into something where a woman is extremely intelligent or extremely good in these dealings. But just listen to how men speak about certain things. Just let me know the level of person you're dealing with. That's all. Like, not knocking nobody, but to me, that's just how it says.
Relationship advice from men who live with other men who never seem to have had a good relationship in their life. And then you wonder why your relationship doesn't pan out. You should be very careful who you reverse engineer from and who you should take advice from.
Hey, shout out to him. He hit it dead on the head. And that's just not dating. That's in anything in life, bro. Like, be very conscious of who you're taking advice from. But this is what I'm gonna say. I think a great creator said it. Actually, I think Kevin Samuel said this. Like, the point of dating is to not keep dating. Like, you shouldn't be good at dating. If you're a person coming out here saying like, "Oh, I had 300 dates in my 20s," like, then you ain't that good. Like, it's no possible way on earth. This is what I believe, that you can be this high, super high tier man, and you're dealing with all these super high tier women and people, and you just continuously walking out of their life, and they're allowing you to just walk out of their lives. I don't see that, right? At some point, you're gonna run across somebody, or somebody's gonna run across you, and it's gonna be like glue. Y'all stuck. Even if y'all want to leave, it's like, I can't because I need this person in my life. This the missing piece to my puzzle. That's how I feel. Like, is absolutely no way you're gonna be just a superb candidate, and you do all these great interviews with these jobs, and nobody's hiring you. You see what I'm saying? Like, at some point, you're going to find where you fit in. So I don't necessarily believe everybody's being honest. And I agree with dude said, like, how are y'all taking advice, dating advice, relationship advice from people who are not married, from people who keep failing in the dating game and not being funny? A lot of these dudes be goofballs, they be lame, they not attractive, they not in shape, they not what y'all would think. I can't even say that because women to date anything, but it's not somebody you would want to be. So why is you taking advice from them? Like, come on, man. Like, it's not ruining men. Men just gullible, and men goofballs now. Like, y'all dudes is goofy. How is y'all listening to these folks? Like, seriously, man. Like, I don't get it. But nevertheless, I'll proceed.
Shit is because your dad treated your mom like shit, and that's the behavior that you're seeing throughout men, and you're justifying and using every fucking reason that you can in the fucking existence to justify your toxic ass behavior, because you're not fucking ready to sit with your own fucking demons inside that dark little fucking corner, that trauma, that wound. And I fucking understand where the fuck you're coming from, because I've been in the same fucking position. But the truth is, you have to learn how to look into your fucking wounds. You cannot continue hurting women unnecessarily just because you haven't fucking healed. Who the fuck said that? Who the fuck said that was me? I said that. I actually said that. It was me. Thank you.
I get where Buddy coming from. The healing conversation, that's for another day. But I can't say this, man. I can't say this from what I see, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a person that's easily influenced. I am a person who will hear things and I'll try different strategies and I'll try different tactics and things like that out to see if it works, to see if what people saying is BS, right? No harm, no foul, no sweat off my back. But from what I hear, like a lot of times these red pill content creators, they don't tell their backstory, or they will tell their backstory, and a lot of guys either look over it or they fall into it because they can relate. Now, one thing I can say about a lot of these guys is the guys who make red pill content, I can't relate at all. 0%. Like, I can say that, okay, like, look at me. Like, I'm not the most attractive guy. I'm not the biggest. I'm not the strongest. I'm not the fastest. I'm not the richest. I'm a very extraordinary guy who's ordinary, right? Very above average guy. But I've never had an issue with dating or relationships or meeting attractive women, having conversations. I've never had those issues. And I think it's because I've always tried to be my authentic self. And it's always like, listen, this who I am. Like up front, this who I am, this how I get down, this how I rock. You rock with it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? I can't mess with nobody that I don't know intimately. I just can't. That's not me. I can't really mess with somebody who I can't connect with on this level. I don't care how physically attractive they are. That's just me. Not saying that's every guy. But a lot of things that I hear from these red pill guys be projection. Right. And like he said, you haven't healed. You're projecting that hurt onto other people, and you're projecting that hate to other men who are gullible and who are goofballs like you, and they're going for it. I didn't know it was men out here who was that dumb to listen to somebody who they don't want to be like, who they don't think other women are attracted to, and really take their advice. I did not know men was that goofy nowadays, but I'm saying that they are. And I think it's because y'all lacking authenticity. Y'all lacking the grind. Y'all lacking all the things the red pill movement was supposed to sustain and veer it off onto the wrong track. When it started out, it was about self-improvement. It was about men getting on their grind. But somewhere along the lines, y'all started thinking that I'm making money, I'm getting clout. All these women just supposed to flock to me. Bro, it's a new time. We got technology and women making their own money. So what's the difference? What you provide her that she can't get from somewhere else? You see what I'm saying? You got money. Okay, what if you run across a woman who got money too? You got clout. What if you run across a woman who got clout too? Or what if you got all of these things that you had to get from going out here in the world and pretending to be something, and she self-sustainable? She can fix a car. She can farm. She can grow her own food. And she can get out there and market her own products and her own skills. And she can bring the bread in. What does she need you for? Pleasure? No, bro. They got toys that's this big, bro. Like, what are you talking about? What she needs you for? What are you bringing here? What do you bring to the table now? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's goofy to me. But yeah, a lot of times these dudes is projecting. But man, I'm just gonna be honest. More like most red pill dudes I seen, they lame, or they taking talking points that's already popular and they just expounding on them to gain popularity. 99% of them goofballs. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care how y'all look at me, whatever. I already told you what I am. Very above average guy. That's just what it is, man. So I don't care. But when I look at them and the stuff they be saying, I'm like, who's falling for this? What women and what men are falling for this? Like, God, bro, we are devolving as human beings. For real. Let's keep going.
The opposite sex would probably be, why don't they give men more credit? Because if you think about it, like, we go through a lot of mental shit. Nobody asks us how we're doing. Nobody really gives a shit about how we're doing.
I got another question to back that up. Why do women generally want a man to show his emotions when his emotions are the last thing to consider in an argument?
Because one, it makes them more vulnerable, so they have more excuses or more things in their tool belt to actually use against them, to be honest. Personally, I used to be a very emotional kid, right? Went through a lot of shit to the point where raised by a single mom, started paying bills at a very young age. So I grew up quick to where I completely shut the emotions out. I used to be a very emotional kid to now she's constantly asking me, like, why don't you show emotions? Why don't you show that you love me? Why don't you show you that you do this?
Do you think it's because it can be turned around and used against you?
100%, because growing up, it was always turned around against me.
And that's the last video I'm gonna leave y'all with, man. Now, that necessarily didn't pertain to the red pill, but I think what he said in the beginning is a big part of what we're seeing. In psychology, I remember I took a class, Psychology of Adolescence, and I think, like, you recognize your gender at like around 2, right? You gain your personality from around 3 to 8 years old, and that's your personality. Like, I'm not saying whoever you are at that age, you're gonna continue to be, but most times a tiger don't change his stripes. So what we're seeing is a lot of people who didn't get what they wanted as kids, and now they're getting older and they're getting what they want in a sense, and we're seeing their true colors come out. They're being very emotional. They spewing all this hatred or all this BS and all these other different things. And a lot of the information they put out, let me just be 100% honest and clear. It is accurate for sure, but too, it's misleading. It's definitely a huge misguidance on their behalf. But like he said, it's a lot of emotional grown kids who are putting these things out in the red pill community, man. And which is why I'm happy it's dying. It should be dead. It should be done. I'm not blaming the content creators for how the men turn out, because if you goofy enough to listen to this as a grown man and follow the advice of these people who 99% of the time are goofballs, then that's on you for listening to these people, because like, you don't live real life, bro. Like, you don't live in real life. This is my thing. 95% of what they say on these podcasts or on these interviews or on these talk shows or whatever, I have never experienced in life. Never. I've dated black, white, Hispanic, Asian. I've never heard a female in my single life who said she didn't want to contribute to bills. I've never met a single female in my life who said, I don't want a 50-50 man. I need a man to make minimum $1 million, 6 figures. Never heard that ever in my single life. And I've dated women of all calibers, right? I'm married now, but this is what I'm saying. Y'all not living real life. Where y'all finding these women at, bro? Where y'all finding them at? I only see them on the internet. I see regular people dating and getting married all the freaking time who are not millionaires, who are not high 6-figure earners. You see what I'm saying? I've even seen a woman who was a millionaire date a guy from out her race, out her religion, shorter than her, not as in shape as her, don't have the same athletic background as her, complete total opposites. She was already a millionaire. This guy was like low 6-figure, almost 6-figure earner. She brought this guy up to her level, and now he retired her, making more money than her. So what is y'all? Where is y'all finding these people at? Where are y'all finding these garbage human beings at? Except on the internet. I don't see these people in real life. I really don't. And I've been a little bit of everywhere, south, west, east, overseas. I'm not finding them, bro. I'm starting to think like y'all saying y'all want to break out the matrix, but the more y'all try to break out is the more y'all go back into it. Like, it's the weirdest thing I ever seen in my life. My algorithm filled with women, kids, teenagers who have farms, who doing farm life living, who working with their family. My algorithm is filled with mothers, wives. My algorithm is filled with business advice, strategies on how to grow in the stock market. I don't know what y'all algorithm be filled with that y'all be finding this stuff. I had to go and search for this red pill content on YouTube, and I took a deep dive into it to really hear what men were saying. And like I say, a lot of it sometimes is very accurate as far as dating go, and as far as what they call modern women and things like that. It is very accurate. But this is the thing about it. You don't have to deal with those people. It's like cyberbullying, bro. Like if somebody's cyberbullying you on the internet, they typing, bro, just log off. It's the same thing in real life, bro. You meet somebody, this a trash, this a garbage human being. All you see is a money bag. All this person see is, parts on a woman. Why is you dealing with them in the first place? You don't have to deal with these people. You have a choice, because I've never seen this in my actual real life. Now, this isn't to say people shouldn't have standards, or they shouldn't be coaching men up to chase your dreams, to follow your passion, to go after things you want, to self-improve. Same as women. This isn't to say that. This isn't to say that women shouldn't be expecting to be single moms. This isn't to say that women should be expecting to deal with, delinquents and criminals. You know what I'm saying? This isn't to say any of those things, but this is to say that y'all have veered so far off track, because initially that's why I got into it. It was a big self-improvement community. It was a big, hey, get in the gym. Hey, go back to school. Hey, make sure you got all your stuff together, so when you are dating, or when you do get a wife, or when you do have a woman, that you have all of these things that will support her. Not take care of her, not be her father, but to support her. And in return, she supports you. They veered so far off from that it just got goofy, man. And it's just down talking each other. It's a whole bunch of slurs and name calling and fighting and, bickering back and forth, YouTube beef. Like, bro, it's so lame, bro. Like, it's high school all over again. Y'all ain't had no popularity in high school. Y'all was goofies. Y'all was lames in high school. And now that you got some YouTube clout, you come out here and you want to spew all this stuff on the internet. Like, who deals with y'all in real life besides the, equivalent goofballs and lames? That's the only way I can think of it. And weirdos. Who really deals with y'all in real life? Care nothing about no money. Y'all know the saying, like, money can't unlame you. Like, it cannot. I'm gonna get off that subject because I can go on all day, but I'm gonna come back to y'all with a series about dating and relationships and things like that. Because if you're a person who done had 100 dates in the last year or the last couple of months, you're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong. You see what I'm saying? If that's not your goal to get married or have kids, then that's another thing. That's another topic for another day. But when it comes down to this whole dating thing, and the dating pool is trash and they got pissing in it, man, bro, like, let's be honest. It's the people. But I digress. I'm done. That's all I got for y'all tonight. Y'all have a great day, man. I'm out.